It's time to share some truths with you about my current journey in life. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. I'm here to tell you about some things that are going on with me and relate it to your own porn addiction recovery journey. Now, I got to tell you, these things are not easy for me to share with you right now, but I felt it was important. So, dear friend, tread lightly on my soul because if you've met me, and you have, I like to share things once I've figured them out. But unfortunately, I'm in the midst of something that I have not yet figured out, but it's impacting me and it impacts the way that I show up here for you on YouTube. Thankfully, it does not impact the way that my team is able to help people and the way I'm able to help people in my programs. So I'm still here for you and we're here for you in that way, but it's going to change some things here on YouTube. So I wanted you to know. And thinking about what we talk about here on this channel, we talk about living a life of integrity and becoming vulnerable and having transparency with discernment, sharing things with people when it's important. And I wanted to show up for you in that way today. So here it goes is that I have been sick. I don't know what is going on, but apparently I have a triple infection, a bacterial, which I think is strep. I'm pretty sure I have every single mycotoxin under the sun riddling my body currently from a mold infection. And I have a viral infection, which is likely COVID long haul. So it is the trifecta of a triple infection, which apparently makes it difficult to get rid of. So I must have been sick for a really long time. And that's why I wanted to share this with you because now, of course, when I look back, I can see some of the things that have happened to me are related to this, but I didn't know at the time, which is very common in a porn addiction recovery journey. I'm going to make all the parallels as I kind of tell you my story because my hope is I'm at rock bottom. I don't know if that's the case, but my hope is that I'm as sick as I'm going to get and I have just identified my own Dr. Trish Leigh, hopefully, in the world of infections to help me get healthy again. So hopefully, this is the worst of it. It makes me look like Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars. If you don't know who that is, Google it. You'll see the resemblance, unfortunately. So I don't know if you've been following me for a long time, you'll know that in some of the videos, the early ones, I had an eye infection, and then in other videos, I had a tooth infection. And you can progressively see my eyes get worse. And actually, my eyes haven't been good in years, so it's going to be exciting, hopefully, to put this behind me. But I want to share my journey with you. So in January is when my eyes really blew up. I knew there was something going on in the fall, but I just chalked it up to, needing more sleep and being doing too much. I'm raising six kids. I have a business. I have multiple businesses. I blamed it on that. All things that I can control, by the way, which is not the case. So, it kind of was progressively developing. A weird thing happened last fall. I'm currently in my mountain house right now, getting out of my home in case there's mold there. It's being tested right now. I was here in the mountain house and I had weird smell things going on. And if you remember, if you've been here on the channel with me not March 2022, but March 2021, I had COVID. So I think maybe there's a perfect storm going on in here. But in January, my eyes blew up. And so I sought out a doctor who I thought was going to help me and tried, but was just treating the wrong things. So I didn't get anywhere there. And, really nice guy, but just not equipped to be able to help me. So then I went to I went to more, but solid appointments with three other doctors locally who just told me they can't help me. It's out of their bandwidth. They have no idea what's going on. I went to my eye doctor. He told me it's contact dermatitis, which clearly it's not. So, I was kind of floating around in the medical system, really begging for someone to help me, and no one was able to. Some people tried, some people didn't even try. They just said they don't know. I found a functional medicine doctor who's been helping me, trying to help me for the last couple months. I just received an email today that she doesn't think she can help me because some tests came back and those mycotoxins are through the roof. But I already have set up an appointment with the doctor that I'm going to work with. So, to make the parallel, if you've been struggling with porn for a long time, you might not even know porn is at the root of your issues. I didn't know that bacteria and mold and maybe COVID long haul was at the root of mine. I thought, I've got to stop eating. I cleaned up my diet. I've got to stop drinking. I wouldn't drink anymore. I didn't get any better. I thought, I got to work out every day instead of every other day. And, that didn't help me either. All things I can control, all things I know about, not things I don't know about. And if you've been, flip flopping around in this porn thing and you're like, I don't know if porn's bad for me and I don't know if it's creating what I've got going on in my life, I'm here to tell you that porn creates anxiety, it creates ADHD like symptoms, it creates erectile dysfunction, it creates depression, it creates difficulties in relationships and relationship strain. It's at the root of anger and irritability if you're caught up in a porn cycle. It doesn't always cause it, but obviously, if you are in the porn cycle, it is dysregulating your brain and it's creating and exacerbating a lot of your problems. So I wish somebody would have told me a long time ago, like, check your house for mold, sister. But I didn't have anybody to tell me that. I just, how that goes. I wish I could go back. I wouldn't be sick right now. But I also have to accept what I have going on and move forward, getting the right people to help me. And that is what I want for you. That's why I have programs. That's why I have been putting together a team since the beginning of the year, because I had the sense that, this thing's not moving in the direction that I wanted to. Honestly, I still have no idea where the problem is. And you hear me, where the problem is, there is the solution. But you need to get the right people to help you find the problem and then to present the solutions. You need the person who knows the stuff you don't know. It is the stuff we don't know that takes us down. It's insane, but it's true. So, I've been going through my process of downplaying what I'm going through because I don't want it to be a reality. I'm not downplaying it to others, I'm downplaying it to myself. It's like, okay, it can't be that big of a deal. Well, I've been assured it's a very big deal. I've been assured that it is probably going to get worse before it gets better, which is why I'm making the video. Because if I bounce out of here and you don't see me for a while, it's not because I don't want to be here, it's because I can't. So I just wanted you to know that. So hopefully, as I stir the pot, it will get better, and hopefully that won't happen. And what you will see is me getting better over time, which is what I want for you. So if you're struggling with porn and you're alone and you're in isolation, trust me, I know how that feels. What this journey has already given me, and again, you know how I feel. I'm going to squeeze all the lemonade out of these lemons that I can get right now. I'm going to learn how to better serve you and everybody else in the world from my own experience. That's what gets me through as an Enneagram 5. So I'm going to figure it out for myself, and I'm going to figure out how to help you. And challenges like this are so isolating. People are sick of hearing me talk about every day I wake up and I'm worse. And I hardly talk about it. I'm not like, I don't make everybody talk about it, but I'm struggling. So I mention it to people, and I said, I'm like, I can't believe I'm sick, girl. It's become so isolating because I haven't gone out because I look crazy and I don't feel well. And if I go out, I have to explain to people why I'm sick. So then I'm talking about the elephant in the room. So I haven't gone out in a long time and doing the things that, you have heard me in my podcast and my videos before, that, I work hard and then I play and relax hard with my friends. I haven't been able to do that because this has precluded me from doing just that. Just like in porn. Porn creates a lot of isolation. It creates a lot of social anxiety. Literally causes it. I've been digging into more of the research. If you don't feel you can go out and socialize with people, it's because of the anxiety and the social anxiety, that aspect that porn is stirring up for you. And it creates a lot of isolation. The solution is to get into community. So I'm going to do exactly what I tell you all, which is why I have to create more time I have to dedicate my time, my money, and my energy to solving this. And again, it gives me great empathy again, because the last thing I want to spend all of that on, my resources, my very valuable resources, is figuring this stuff out, or actually having someone help me figure it out. I don't want to do it, but I have to. And if you're caught in a porn cycle, I know you don't want to deal with it. I know you want to run the other way. You can't. You got to approach and engage. And, I've been kind of downplaying it, but now it's time to just deal with it. And I'm not upplaying it here. I'm not dramatizing it, but I'm just, calling a spade a spade. And that's what I want you to do, to say to yourself, this is an issue for me and I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to deal with it head on. When it comes to my friends and my family, they've been great with already trying to help me. And today I had a meeting with my new doctor's team. And, one of the questions was, what is the support system that you have in place? It really made me think that I'm going to find a recovery group for people who are struggling with stuff like this, because I've done things like this before in my life and it's time to do it again, because it's on your mind a lot and you need help and you need support from like minded people who know the struggle that you're going through, because your people do run out of the bandwidth of listening to it. And most people that we know aren't the most emotionally mature people in the world. So they have difficulty dealing with your pain in the first place. So you have to find a safe community to be able to do that. And it's on my list of things to do, is to find a some type of recovery group for stuff like this, so I can show up and vent and share with people my experience. I can hear from people who have been on this journey ahead of me, and they can provide me with not only support, but with more information on the things that I need to do. Because I already know the things I don't know about this are wide and deep, just like in porn. I've already learned a couple things. I've been ignoring it. My normal personality type is to dig into everything about uh, mold and bacteria. And I haven't been doing that, probably out of a stress response, a flight stress response. But I plan on it, which is why in 3 years, I will hopefully be the world's foremost expert on mold and porn. What a weird combo, right? Classic Trish Leigh, by the way. So I'm going to double down and figure it out. But just in the little research I've done, and when I do research, I don't go to Healthline, I go to the studies. The little research that I've found, this thing is just as mind blowing as porn addiction is. There's so many working parts and they all work together and they all have to be explored together. And honestly, I think they're going to be a lot of the same parts that I've already talked about in my programs. So the programs that I have for porn addiction, and this isn't the commercial part of this, trust me, but just sharing, is the programs that I've put together are a 3x3 brain rewire program. So it's a neuro, bio, psychosocial approach. That is the approach to overcoming any illness, any healthcare issue, addiction, any life situation issue. Life situation means it's the situation your life is in right now, which is 100% changeable. You just have to do the things to change it, which is very difficult. I'm not downplaying that. But I'm mustering up my own energy to go do the things that I need to do, and they are not going to be easy. So this is more of a pep talk for me than you. The 3x3 program is a program that looks into the past to unwire trauma, dysfunction, and patterns. I know there's stuff there that is likely at the not causing, obviously it's not causing mold or bacteria, but it's making it so that my immune system isn't strong enough to fight all that stuff off. So number one is doubling down on, figuring out what some of the patterns are that I need to break so I can get emotionally healthier, so I can get physically healthier. That's the unwire aspect. And I'm going to go to work on more stuff that I haven't looked at before. Then the rewire part is rewiring the way that I live my life. If there's mold in my home, which they're testing it, I will have to get it remediated. I'm likely going to have to move out for a short time. So when you see me somewhere else soon, don't be surprised. I have to rewire the way that I live my life. I brain mapped myself the other day and I could see the impact that this thing has had on my brain. I've started to use my Premier Neurofeedback program every day. I'm using my Muse headband every night. I've doubled down on the supplements that I've taken. I'm doubling down on my workouts. I'm changing my schedule to free up the time and energy and the money to dedicate to this thing. I'm changing things. I'm making it so that I'm going to deal with this thing head on and not just sit around in it or run from it anymore. That's the rewire part. That's what you need to do in your porn addiction journey once you come to terms with the fact that this thing needs to be dealt with. And then the hardwire is setting new goals for the future. And it's pretty crazy for me because I'm not a control freak, but I've noticed that I love the flow of life, but it usually goes in my favor or I embrace it as an adventure. So again, I'm embracing this as a adventure is the wrong word, but that, it's something I have to do. I don't have a choice. So I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to grow from it. And to be able to do that, I have then set goals towards the future of having a more balanced life, having more downtime, having a more chill demeanor and personality by putting the right team in place to help me accomplish my worldwide goals of helping you. So, in the end, hopefully, this, nasty little thing that I'm dealing with is an opportunity for me to optimize my life. I refuse to let it take me down. I absolutely commit to it helping me do the things I would have never done if it didn't show up in my life to become a better version of myself. That's what I want for you. That's how I want you to approach porn addiction. If you're wrapped up in the cycle, yeah, it's been going on for you for a long time. Yeah, it's good sometimes, but it's mostly bad and creating a lot of stuff in your life. Yes, it's going to be difficult for you to figure out how to overcome it, but it can be an opportunity that in a year or two or three, you're a completely different version of yourself that you never imagined could exist. And so for me in my journey, I've done that, I've done that. I've helped other people do that. The reason I'm here for porn is I help someone in my life completely transform his life by leaving porn behind. But now it's shown up in my own life for my own opportunity to practice what I preach. I'm good at helping people. I'm not so good at asking for help, which I've had to do a few times lately. Not an easy thing for me. And I'm assuming I'm going to have to do it some more sometime soon. So you can ask for the help that you need. You can sign up for the right program. You don't have to sign up for mine. If you're finding this video and you have other people that you want to work with, sign up for the program with them. It's most important that you find the right person that feels good to you, but they have to have the right tools. It should be something like my program, a neuro, bio, psychosocial approach. It looks at all the pieces of what you have going on so that that person can help you. And really, I want to encourage you to have the courage in the face of fear to move forward in this thing. Don't ignore it. It will only get worse. I've been ignoring this thing in my life and it's getting worse. It's time to stop ignoring it and it's time to embrace the change that can lead you to ultimately where you want to go, even though it's scary. All right. Well, thank you for understanding. Hopefully, I get better and not worse, and you just see more and more of me. And if not, Zach's going to show up here on the channel. I will show back up and give you updates, hopefully, looking less Emperor Palpatine and looking more vibrant and being able to share everything I want to share with you. Okay. So remember, until next time, control your brain or it'll control you.